This is an absolute joke. Already there at that point, she knows too much, because how do you know that information if they are two strangers, Lucy? Brad was asleep. Everyone was asleep. Oh my God. Now those messages are starting to make sense, because what Mark Williams Thomas is telling us is more or less that there was a drug operation taking place at the Airbnb. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we're back again for part 2 of the Mark Williams Thomas podcast. And I want to dive straight into this. Very, very interesting information that has been published in this podcast.
One of Jay's friends is a girl called Lucy. She was the first person to report him missing, and I've been given access to her police statement. Lucy was asked a series of questions, and the answers are written in Spanish and translated into English, with a few words changed so the report makes sense. Report number 2024-004859. The complainant herein states that she arrived on the vacation to the island of Tenerife together with her friend, both of English nationality. They arrived last June 12 and plan to return next June 20 to England. They are staying in an apartment called Victoria Court, Los Cristianos.
Hold on. So that's Lucy saying that she flew to Tenerife on the 12th with a friend. That is confirming that Lucy wasn't on a flight with Jay and Brad then. So how the hell can Josh Forshaw say that he met Jay, Lucy and Brad all together on a flight to Tenerife?
Last night they went out partying, and her missing friend met with two boys of English nationality, also on vacation.
Hold on, her missing friend. So now it sounds like the person she has gone on holiday with is Jay. If that's the case, where's Brad? Why is Brad's name not being mentioned by Lucy? Why is it all of the video footage we see of Jay boarding the plane, on the plane, is of him and Brad? It's him and Brad. Lucy isn't there. But Mark Williams Thomas is telling us this as if Lucy and Jay went to Tenerife together. They stayed at their apartment together. They went to this event together, and Jay just met these two strangers by himself. No mention of Brad, no mention of Brandon. Let's keep listening.
Tenerife, and went with one of these friends to the latter's house, which is also for rent, in the area known as Masca de Bevinita del Norte, on El Trino Street in said area, without further information only. That the house is located in front of the bus stop of said place, next to the restaurant known as Masca. But he had gotten lost. He was in Masca and he had suffered a fall. He was injured on one leg. He didn't have any cell phone battery left, and he was very, very scared. He told his friend that he was afraid of dying. The complainant knows him well. They came on vacation together, and he is very worried about his friend and is sure something serious has happened.
And he's very worried about his friends. He's very worried about his friends. Hold on, I'm confused with this. Is this from Brad's perspective? So is he telling us this story from Brad's perspective? Is this meant to be Brad's version of events? Because not only have we got Lucy's interview on the actual screen itself, I'm pretty sure he is talking about Lucy at this point. Or am I just losing my marbles?
At the early stages, I was told Lucy was being evasive and not speaking to anybody. However, she responded almost straight away to my call and was clearly very upset, but really wanted to help. Lucy explained to me that after speaking to Jay, she contacted the police. What did you do straight after that phone call?
Straight after the phone call, I rang the police.
Okay, and so you phoned the police, but you didn't make an official report till 6:15 in the evening, did you?
No, I did. I went to the police. The first thing I did was ring the police.
Okay.
The police kept ending the phone on me on the phone. So I rang my mum and I was like, Mum, I don't really don't know what to do. Like, what do I do? They're just ending the phone on me. They're not taking me seriously whatsoever. I'm like, what do I do?
So she's rung her mum, asked her mum, what does she do? She hasn't spoke to the friends. She's not speaking to Aya, Brandon, Brad, no one that she's on holiday with. She ain't getting advice from them. She's phoning her mum. That's what she's saying right here. So the moment she hangs up the call from Jay, she is saying that she calls the police straight away. They're more or less hanging up the phone on her, not taking her seriously. So she calls her mum, asking her mum what to do.
She was like, just go to the police station and like, and see what they're doing.
I mean, she sounds a lot like Rachel when she talks. Obviously, they're all from like the same type of area. But she's saying that her mum told her to go to the police station and see what they're doing.
So I ran down to the taxi rank, got a taxi straight to the nearest police station to me, which was the Las Americas police station. So
Hold on, but then isn't that a lie? So she's basically saying that she got a taxi from the taxi rank, more or less in Los Cristianos, and got it to the nearest police station. But then why does the court document that's been signed off by the judge say that Lucy told the police that she stayed at the Airbnb with Jay? And then when she woke up that morning, he was gone. She was then made aware that he had left to go and get some cigarettes. And then she got the call at 8:50 to say, I'm lying in a ditch cut by a cactus. That right there is on a signed document signed by the judge that's been handed to the criminologist over in Spain that is supposed to be investigating whether there has been foul play into this case or not. But they've got that information available. So how can we have a contradiction within this statement from Lucy to Mark Williams Thomas to say that she got into a taxi back in Los Cristianos to go to the nearest police station?
I need to report somebody missing, and she gave me this piece of paper that said, I can't even remember what it said. It said like, you need to go on this website and sorry, I'm not selecting days. My brain's actually not working. I've sold the piece of paper. I can't remember which one brain is not working. Yeah, but this is
Like,
what I mean.
can you really hear what she's saying here? She's meant to be talking to a private investigator about where her missing friend is, and she is struggling to put a sentence together. In fact, she doesn't even come across like she even cares. It just seems like she is literally trying to think about what they've made up. I'm struggling to remember parts of it, so I don't want to get it wrong. I'm stumbling here. Sorry, my brain's just not working the way it needs to work. I'm sorry. And now she's just flapping her lines.
I was trying to make the report. I was literally shooed out of the police station. Okay. I kept going, saying what's going on, what's happening. Like, she gave me this piece of paper and it said that I needed to go onto my phone.
So what are the two black men that drove the car that Jay was in?
Again, like, even what she was saying didn't make any sense. It seemed like she was starting to blame the translator at that point, but she went back to what she was saying initially and said, oh yeah, they just gave me this piece of paper and it was telling me to, the glitch, it was telling me to.
When they went back to their rental address in the mountains, who are they? They are absolutely vital witnesses. They are possibly, other than the lady at the bus stop, the last people to see Jay. I asked Lucy what she knew.
Wow. So the two black people at the Airbnb and the lady that saw Jay at the bus stop were the last people to have seen Jay. Why doesn't Mark Williams Thomas know about Ramon Hernandez? Why doesn't Mark Williams Thomas know about Juan Diaz? Why didn't we know about them? Where did they magically come from? Like I said to you guys before, the only person that mentions these two new characters was Ayub, when he mentioned the two guys, one of them having a wheelbarrow. And all of a sudden, these two new characters are put into the story and Mark Williams Thomas doesn't even know anything about them. He believes Ophelia was the last person to see Jay alive. In my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, it tells me everything I need to know about what that Airbnb was. And Ophelia clearly knew what that Airbnb was. And the person that was green lighting that Airbnb was the agent of the Airbnb. It's the same person that ensured Ayub was deemed irrelevant within 24 hours of Jay going missing. Now I can understand why the likes of Chris Tenerife months and months and months ago were sending those messages to Francesca. Now those messages are starting to make sense because what Mark Williams Thomas is telling us is more or less that there was a drug operation taking place at the Airbnb.
Knew about them.
I have no idea.
Well, why do you not have any idea? You went back in a car with them the next day.
Yeah, I don't know.
Look at that, you went back in a car with them the next day. So this is Mark Williams Thomas asking Lucy who those two strangers are. Who are those two black men? Lucy is saying she doesn't know. Mark's like, what do you mean you don't know? You got into the car with them and went up to the mountains the next day. Well, little did Mark know at the time, she told the Spanish police that she stayed at the Airbnb. But clearly, Lucy's got more involvement in this operation than she's making us believe. Let's just quickly go back here.
I asked people to see Jay. I asked Lucy what she knew about them.
I have no idea.
Well, why do you not have any idea? You went back in a car with them the next day.
Yeah, I don't know who they are. I don't know. How would I know
Brandon.
who they are?
Well, Brandon knows who they are.
He doesn't know who they are. He knows of one of them because
He doesn't know who they are. He knows of one of them. So Lucy now is given away that there is a relationship between Brandon and Ayub. She is basically now confirming that they're not strangers. So how can you tell us that they were strangers when you are now telling Mark Williams Thomas that actually he does know one of them, but not like that? That's what she's trying to imply. Not like that. He doesn't really know him like that, because now she's realizing, oh shit, I'm saying a bit too much. You're saying a bit too much, Lucy. You are saying a bit too much. You said enough.
seen him in a coffee shop before.
But hang on, but Brandon introduced Jay and Brad and you to them. So Brandon must know them. How does he know them? What are they involved in, Lucy? Lucy, you just got to be straight with me here. What are they involved in?
I am being straight. They're not involved in anything together. I don't have a clue. I don't know how he knows them. It's literally passing in a coffee shop. That's all I know.
But you don't pass people in a coffee shop and then
You do.
Okay,
You do. You're trying to convince man, like, yeah, no, you do. You just pass people in a coffee shop and then we start spending time with them in the mountains. Yeah, we do that. But what she's proving right here is that Ayub wasn't a stranger to Tenerife, was he? Ayub wasn't on holiday in Tenerife, was he? Ayub worked at the coffee shop in Tenerife, which is what I brought to your attention months and months and months ago, because I know people that have been to that coffee shop and seen Ayub in that coffee shop giving out free weed. So it's so weird how Ayub's got this story about, oh, I didn't want to spend my birthday in Tenerife, so I kind of left. Or did you leave because you know something nefarious happened that night with Jay Slater and you needed to get the fuck off the islands because you were advised by the people that got you deemed irrelevant in the case, you was advised by them to leave.
2 nights with them and then Jay goes back with them.
It doesn't make any sense how Lucy is trying to claim that Brandon met Ayub through the CAF, spent 2 nights with Ayub and these other guys, and then Jay by himself, without Brandon, the person that knows Ayub, without Lucy, without Brad, without anyone else that he knows, Jay just decided to get into a car with these 2 black dons and he's going all the way to the Musca Mountains.
I really don't.
Lucy, tell me about the watch.
Okay, so the question that he was asking her, who are these 2 men? She wasn't giving in. She just tried to make it look like Brandon met one of them at the CAF. Already there at that point, she knows too much, because how do you know that information if they are 2 strangers, Lucy? Cool. Red flag number 1. Mark Williams Thomas quickly interjects with another question. Tell me about the watch, Lucy. The way she says it, okay, she says it as in a sense of relief. No more pressure about who those 2 mystery men are. Let me tell him about this fabricated watch that we decided to make up that night.
So he sent a message into a group chat of his face, and then turning around saying, "Oh, I've just robbed a watch off this, off some CUNT."
Hold on. Let's just pull this back 1 second. She says he put a message into the WhatsApp group of his face. Is that what she said? Of his face? Okay, let's just listen to that again.
Saying, "Oh, I've just robbed into a group chat of his face," and then turning around saying, "Oh, I've just robbed."
So she is saying the face. She isn't mentioning the first video of Ayub driving. She's only mentioning the picture of Jay in the back of the car where you see Jay's face. Now she's saying Jay's face. I just don't understand how people haven't looked at that picture and said that is not Jay, or if it is, that is a badly beaten Jay. But she's just saying, oh yeah, it was a picture of Jay's face.
Off this, off some CUNT, with this Marley kid, and I'm going to sell
Now she mentions the Marley kid. She doesn't mention 2 Marley kids. She mentions the Marley kid. But the picture she's referring to mentions 2 Marley kids. She also is about to go and mention who the watch was robbed of, but she kind of stops herself. Let's listen to that again.
With this face, and then turning around saying, "Oh, I've just robbed a watch off this, off some CUNT."
Just robbed the watch from off this. What? She said something. I don't know what it says there. It kind of crackles out. If anyone can hear what she's saying there, please comment down below. Let me know. I'm going to replay it again.
this Marley kid, and I'm going to sell it for I can't even remember what he said on the message.
I can't even remember what he said on the message. That's how you know she's lying. How did you get all the way to that point of the message? And the last part, which is going to sell it for 10 quid, you can't remember what he said. Oh my God. That is when you're trying to play an act. That's when, again, you're trying to make it look like.
And where was the kid? Where was the person with the watch?
The person who had it originally?
Yes. So how did he rob it off him?
This is what I mean. I don't know. I wasn't there. Wasn't there, so I don't know.
So we know Lucy got a call from Jay.
So Lucy's saying there, who did he get it from originally? I don't know. What do you mean originally? You say that as if someone took it off the person and gave it to Jay? Like, I mean, I'm confused at that point. I need to hear that again.
The person with the watch. And where was the kid? Where was the person with the watch?
The person who had it originally?
Yes. So how did he rob it off him?
This is what I mean. I don't know. I wasn't there. Wasn't there, so I don't know.
So we know Lucy got a call from Jay and reported him missing to the police, and that it was Lucy that identified the rental. But I need to understand how she did this, given she says she did not know who the two men are, nor exactly where they were staying.
So on the first day, I'd ended up finding this house. I'd put on Facebook, like, after I'd been to the police, there was been no help whatsoever. And I thought, right, I need to go up there myself, like, because they literally not doing anything. So obviously I didn't have a car. I didn't know how I was going to get up there. But I put something on Facebook just before, like, explaining, like, kind of what had happened and stuff. And just said, like, that can anyone help me, like, what do I do about this, like, because I've never been in this situation before, like, I'm only 18, do you know what I mean? I didn't have a clue, like, what to do in this situation. Like, I think Brad was asleep, everyone was asleep, like, it was all...
Brad was asleep, everyone was asleep. Oh my God. So she is basically saying that she put this post up on Facebook. This would have been the post that Lena Patel would have responded to offer help. And while she's doing this, Brad and everyone is fast asleep. I'm sorry to laugh at that point, ladies and gentlemen, but this sounds like a bunch of BS. Absolute BS. It's unreal.
I don't even know. I was literally on my own with it all. So I put something.
I don't even know. I was literally on. Hold on. She's throwing everyone under the bus at this point. She says, I don't even know. I was literally on my own doing it all. That is what she is more or less implying here.
American lady had commented on it saying, I'm on holiday here and I've got a car if you need any help.
But Lucy, how did you know to go to that location?
Exactly, that's what the original question was, and you see that whole waffle that she gave, and that's how you know this is BS. That's how you know they're just making this up. This is a made-up story, because what she just said there, introducing the American woman, Lena Patel, was total waffle. Lucy, how did you find the Airbnb? What's the necessity of you telling me the story about how you went on Facebook and Brad was asleep and everyone was asleep and, you know, I put this post up and what? What are we going on about, ladies and gentlemen? What are we doing here?
Because he's posted a video on his Snapchat story.
And what did that video, which video are you talking about?
There was a cigarette in it, a white car, obviously all the mountains are very distinctive.
Oh yeah, but you don't want to mention the blanket. Oh, legends. Of course you're not going to mention the blanket, are you, Lucy? Oh, there was a cigarette in it, there was a white car, but I'll fail to mention the blanket that everyone is saying belongs to me. This is a joke. This is an absolute joke. And this right here tells you everything you need to know, ladies and gentlemen. They have pulled the wool.
The lady, the American lady, she can back me up with this. I I had no idea where the house was.
The American lady can back you up with this. It's so weird because I've messaged her and she blocked me. Why aren't she backing you up? I asked her a simple question. Did you take Lucy to the Airbnb, and whilst you were there, did you meet the two guys that was there as well? There's multiple other people that I've just tried to get the simple question out of Lena Patel, just so she could back you up. But for whatever reason, she has failed to respond to any one of those people. And here we have Lucy really adamant that that American woman doesn't even mention her name. Does she even remember the lady's name? But she says the American lady. Yeah, she can back me up. She can 100% back me up here.
We were driving around looking for clues. We were like, but this is what I mean. I've done this before the police. I'm like, why is it not the police? Why is it not the police? It's done all this.
What?
I don't
Hold on. You see, she's really trying to deflect, take herself away from answering the actual question. How did you find the Airbnb? That's what the question was. And she has failed to answer the question. And then she goes into blaming the police. Oh, why aren't the police doing this? Why aren't the police doing that? What are we talking about? Lucy, you are looking super duper guilty right now.
Okay. So much information began to circulate online, a lot of it in relation to drugs. Here is an extract from one post.
This is not fake. She is not innocent at all. I'm a close associate to and others in the Tenerife and Ibiza area. All the rumours are true. Is a drug mule. We work together, about 20 of us split into groups, half to Ibiza and half to Tenerife.
The post goes on to discuss amounts and then quantities.
There were 5 bags and we got given designated bag holders who would have the bag 24/7. Then we take however much is needed. We separate and go our ways to sell.
I know that the night before Jay's disappearance, he used a variety of different drugs and had also drunk a lot of alcohol, and so his state of mind would definitely have been affected.
Part 2 done and dusted. Lucy caught in multiple lies there, and it's not looking good. I need to know exactly what you guys are thinking right now. So leave all of your thoughts in your comments down below. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if we are newly watching, turn your notification bells on. We're about to dive into part 3. I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one.